We're going to talk about networking and LinkedIn. So, we all connect with people, and the best way to find a job or an internship is through networking. And what is networking? Networking is just connecting with people. And with social media now, especially LinkedIn, it is an easy, great way to connect with other people and to help yourself get that first foot in the door. So I am big on using LinkedIn and connecting people, which I'll talk about in a minute. But before that, going back to career services and just going back to your schools, you want to ask for letters of recommendation also and have some letters on file that you could easily send to somebody. So maybe that's a professor or somebody that you did worked closely with or somebody you got to know at your school, or maybe it's a past boss, or maybe it's where you volunteered, but you want to ask for people to write you a letter of recommendation, or at a minimum, ask them to be a reference if you got an offer and they wanted to talk, a company wanted to talk to them about you and your performance. So you want to have a list of about 3 to 5 people that will either write you a letter of recommendation and or be a reference if those companies want to call somebody to find out about you. So going on to LinkedIn, for those of you that are not on LinkedIn, you need to be, and you need to get your profile 100% complete. So your resume is a great tool to use to help you complete your profile. Your picture, you should have a professional picture on there, just a headshot. You want to update it in terms of including all of your work experience, volunteer experience. There's an area for skills. You can talk about the skills and things that you're interested in, things you do have experience with. That's a good place for keywords. And then you want to build your network and connect with people. And in my view of LinkedIn is to connect with anybody and everybody. And the reason is because it's all about that 6 degrees of separation. Somebody that is going to be able to help you probably get your foot in the door. Or maybe you don't know that person directly. Maybe because you're connected to me and I'm connected to somebody else at the company you're interested in working in, I can connect you now to that person and to that company. So I'm sort of the bridge between you and your next job potentially. But it's a great way to build your network and connect with people, asking for introductions and referrals and recommendations. There's a ask for a recommendation link on LinkedIn itself that somebody could write for you and then it will post automatically on your profile page. So that's sort of separate from this, when companies want to check references or letters of recommendation, but it's sort of in addition to, I would say, it's another place that you could ask for somebody that to say something nice about you that will then show up on your profile. The other reason to connect with people on LinkedIn is, just to get to know about other organizations or, just connecting and understanding what companies do. And so it's just asking them for maybe an informational meeting, which could be as simple as a phone call or coffee or virtual coffee or lunch. Asking them if they have a few minutes to talk to you and tell you more about what their organization does and maybe specifically what they do at the organization. And oftentimes people are very willing to help connect you to other people that they know, whether it's at their organization or at another organization. LinkedIn's also great because there's organized, you can connect with people within groups and other organizations that are specific to an industry or a location or a specific job or chambers of commerce or just other specific groups. There's actually a group section or interest, I think is what it's called on LinkedIn, and you can join those groups. So I'm sure there's an IPC group. There's certainly, I'm in the Chicago area, and I know there's plenty of Chicago networking groups. There's groups, if you just search, that pertain to almost everything and anything. And it's a great place to just get to know more people, number one, connect with more people and see what those groups are talking about. If it's something specific to the industry you're interested in, you might learn a lot just from being parts of these groups and monitoring the conversations. And then certainly offering up any information you have to share with others. And I'm big on offering help to people on LinkedIn. And I think even extending you know, if you can do that to people, people are very willing to reciprocate. I think it goes both ways. So if you do ask somebody to have a conversation with you or an informational meeting, you always want to say to them, if there's anything I can ever do for you, please let me know. So you always want to reciprocate. It definitely goes both ways. And then professional associations are another great place to network, certainly IPC, and there's plenty of other associations and organizations, and look for those that are specific to the job that you want. And we talked about mentors in the beginning, but mentors are a great place to ask questions, learn, get information. They can connect you with people. Maybe they will write a reference for you and just give you great advice. Questions? Any questions, Aaron?
Yeah, we do have one. So this is about networking really on LinkedIn. So
Okay.
someone met a recruiter from Google at a conference and they asked them to reach out, but they don't really know how to start the conversation or, how to go about it.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Hi, so-and-so. It was great meeting you at the conference, reference the conference, the date, the city, wherever, be specific. You mentioned I should reach out and I would love to set up a time to talk more and to talk more about if they were talking about a specific opportunity or just to talk. Especially if they told you to reach out, that's all you need to say. And then provide your contact information.
Perfect. And on a similar note, there's a lot of students, really, I feel the need to mention, when you're a student, people want to go out of their way to help you. So if you are a current student, definitely take advantage of the informational meetings and just ask people to chat. Like, you're coming from a place of learning. So like if you wanted to go in and, there's a process engineer, you don't really know what they do. So just simply ask, like, can I get some insight into what you do day to day? And we try to, IPC in our foundation, we try to build connections with students and companies to fill that need and get some of those questions answered. But just definitely take advantage of it while you're a student, because once you graduate, people know you're just looking for a job.
Yeah, that's great advice. And I would agree. And I mean, I'm one of those people that's willing to help anybody, whether you're a student or not. And if I can help, I'll get to that at the end. I certainly will. But that is definitely great advice. You have a lot more tools while you're still a student at your fingertips.